It was one of those nights where the wind wouldn't stop howling, like it was angry at the world. The trees outside were swaying like they were about to snap, and rain was pelting the windows hard enough to make me flinch every time it hit. I was curled up on the couch with a blanket, flipping through channels trying to find something to distract me. My mom was baking something in the kitchen, humming a tune, and my younger brother was sprawled on the floor with his coloring books. I usually liked nights like these. There was something comforting about being inside, warm and dry, while the storm raged outside. But this time, something felt different. Off. I first noticed it when I heard the dog barking upstairs. We don't even have a dog. At least, we didn't. But the bark was so clear, so real. I paused the TV and listened again. Silence. I figured maybe it came from the neighbors. Or maybe the storm was playing tricks on me. About 5 minutes later, there was a sound from the back door. Not a knock. More like scratching. Like nails or maybe something metallic being dragged slowly across the wood. I muted the TV and listened. The scratching stopped. I got up and walked toward the kitchen to ask my mom if she heard it too, but she was still humming and baking like nothing had happened. Then came the thud. Loud. From the basement. It was as if something had fallen or been thrown against the wall. My brother looked up from his drawings and asked if I dropped something. I told him no and told him to stay where he was. The basement in our house has always been creepy. The kind of place you never go to without turning on every light and still feel like something's watching you. But I had to check. I opened the basement door and called down, "Hello." No response. The lights were already on, which was strange, we never leave them on. I took a few steps down, my hand tight on the railing, trying to ignore how cold the air was getting. That's when I saw it. A figure, just standing in the far corner, facing the wall. Not moving. Just standing there. I froze. My first thought was that it was some kind of prank. Maybe someone broke in. Maybe it was a mannequin. But I knew better. I whispered, "Who's down there?" but it didn't respond. I backed up slowly and shut the basement door, locking it behind me. I went straight to my mom and told her someone was in the house. She laughed. Said I must have seen a shadow or imagined it because of the storm. But then the power cut out. Everything went black. My brother screamed, and the oven beeped as it shut down. I grabbed a flashlight from the drawer and turned it on. My mom looked concerned now. "It's probably just a fuse," she said, but her voice didn't sound confident. That's when we heard the stairs creak. From the basement. One step at a time. Slowly. Deliberately. We all just stood there, frozen. My brother grabbed my leg and started crying softly. My mom whispered for us to stay behind her. She was shaking. I was too. I aimed the flashlight at the stairway door, which was still locked. But the footsteps kept coming. Up. 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 Then silence. And then, knocking. Not loud. Just soft. Tap tap tap. From the inside of the door. From the basement side. I aimed the light again. Still locked. Still no one there. But the knocking continued. Then came the voice. A raspy whisper, barely audible over the storm outside. "Let me in." I nearly dropped the flashlight. My mom backed away, pulling us with her. The voice came again, louder this time. "Let me in. I've been waiting." We ran upstairs, locked ourselves in the master bedroom, and called the police. My mom explained everything, but they didn't sound convinced. Said it might have been someone trying to take shelter from the storm. But that voice, it wasn't human. It didn't sound like anything from this world. The police arrived about 15 minutes later. They searched the house from top to bottom. The basement door was still locked. But when they finally opened it, the lights were out, and the basement was completely empty. No one. Nothing. Except for one thing. On the wall, where I saw the figure standing earlier, there were scratches. Deep, long claw marks gouged into the concrete. And in the middle of those scratches was something carved in what looked like ash or soot. One word. Again. The officers looked disturbed but said it might have been an old mark we'd never noticed. My mom didn't argue, but I could tell she didn't believe that either. That night, we didn't sleep. We all stayed in the same room, flashlight in hand, staring at the door. It's been weeks since that night. Nothing else has happened. But every now and then, when the wind picks up just right, and the house creaks in a certain way, I swear I hear that voice again. Whispering. Let me in. And I can't help but wonder, what if, next time, the door isn't locked?